You're listening to the Hot Seat Podcast. Welcome all. I'm Sean, along with my co-host, Earl.
Yo.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
And you guys know what it is. We just dancing likes. Games with headsets and a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. And as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seat Podcast. Be sure to listen, like, rate, review, and share on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite shows. And if you decide to watch on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe while you're at it at the Hot Seat Podcast on YouTube. Episode 164, and it is St. Patty's Day. This is why I got on green. I got green backlighting and stuff like that. But that being said, I feel like we've been away for a little while. I looked at our last show date that we did. It's been like a month since we actually did an official podcast show. We've been doing a lot of football stuff, and we appreciate you guys. You guys are running up the numbers for sure on views and listens. So we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. To all of our new listeners, like in Australia, the Ukraine, saw that up there. Japan, it's a few others I saw in there as well. Just on our last episode on Switzerland, Canada. Thank you, Canada, Germany. Yeah, I think I said it all. Switzerland, Ukraine, Japan, and of course we have the U.S. going on here as well. So we appreciate you guys. But yeah, it's been a little while, man, and I said I'm not going to do the St. Patty's Day music type thing because I thought they would be like, I ain't want to lean too far into it. But since it's been so long and this year itself has so many other layers to it, I thought, how about I do something that hasn't been heard in forever? And it's kind of like welcome back for all of the new listeners. So, what you think? Yeah.
Mm-mm. Negative, sir.
I love sneak peek. How we doing, guys? How we doing?
But I thought that was what's that movie?
Black Panther?
Nah, that Love Jones. I wanted to be the what's the name of your left eye and the something in your right.
Trying to become the funk in your right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, trying to become the funk in your right.
We call that pink eye. That's what we call that. Storyteller, how you doing, man?
Oh man, it's been a day, bro.
Yeah,
it's been a day.
We saw.
So it has finally hit the household. Today was Dre's first day back in the office up at the FDA. So the thing is, her first day is like my first day because I'm the one doing the runaround. So 5 o'clock this morning, getting up, getting everything together. We shoot out of here probably about 5:40 in the morning. Get her up to the shuttle, 6 o'clock in the morning. She jumps in the car with the other people up for the FDA. They drive on up there. I drive back, get him together because, I can't go back to sleep. So I'm sitting back like, all right, well. So get him to school and everything. Then I just start up work. Meanwhile, she's driving to work, gets up there, and that joint looked like a straight up TSA joint at the airport. It was wrapped around everywhere, all the way out the building. And she said it. She was like, it was hectic. And that's what they knew. And they weren't as productive as they normally are on a regular day. And if that's what people want, then that's what y'all about to get. Like I said, what I say months ago, I said, I'm just going to sit back, eat my popcorn, and watch the shit show. Yeah. That's it. Just watch the shit show.
Yeah.
So that's my day.
I saw that picture and I was like, gosh almighty. Like, that was, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody taking their laptops out the bag, scanning them. Yep.
Yeah, that's
I know people was in that line cursing like, man, what the
Yeah, man.
Now you actually got to get up like normal people and go to like a 9 to 5. So you back.
Yeah, but this is the thing, and this is what people don't understand that don't understand anything about the government in general. That would be fine for all the people that are like, well, shoot, they finally back to work and all that type of stuff. They never were on a 5-day schedule. Ever.
Yeah.
So how do you force somebody to return back to something that they never did and they never signed up for?
Yeah.
They were on 3 days 1 week, 2 days the next week. So if you told them to go back to that, then there's no complaints because you just tell them to return back to their regular schedule in the first place, pre-COVID. But when you tell them to come back 5 days a week, so every day, the building is not ready for that. It never has been. It was never built for that. The parking lot is not built for that. Security is not ready for that. The roads ain't ready for that.
No, not at all.
like it's not ready. So, they can do what they want. I'll sit back. Like I said, it affects my household, so I see how it's going. But at the same time, I'm just eating my popcorn because this is what you wanted. This is what you want. So, enjoy.
Meanwhile, your man over here, he talking about working, but he been on a golf course 1/3 of his presidency. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he won the tournament the other day. Ain't that something?
I got nothing. It's funny, it's funny. I it's been a few weeks, but I've been holding this for a while. You were talking about winning a tournament. So of course, as everybody knows by now, the Philadelphia Eagles, they won a Super Bowl. Okay. And, typically what our professional teams do is that they go up to, they used to go to the White House, and they do the whole song and dance and dog and pony show. And from what I read, and correct me if I'm wrong, if this has changed, but the team was considering not going. I don't know if they had like a teams only meeting or something like that. And they were thinking about, the Eagles were thinking about not going to the White House. And so one of like our favorite shows to watch, because we're still in NBA season, but one of the, I don't know if you want to call him a beloved analyst or something, and Charles Barkley sounded off on it. I don't have the sound clip on it, but I'm paraphrasing. And it was pretty much along the lines, was like, I'm tired of this type thing that, he is the president, talking about Donald Trump. He deserves the, respect, that he's earned and such. And, it's the White House, and pretty much saying, hey, since you won, a championship, you should be obligated to go to the White House. And of course, the pushback on that was crazy, but it's that type of thinking. I'm like, what do you mean? Because if I recall, there's a lot, and a lot of people agree with what he was saying. There was a large constituent of people that were upset that politics were getting, pulled into their sports. All the way back to the Colin Kaepernick thing. And you can go back word for them, but, in the most mainstream media has been the Colin Kaepernick people, and people upset that was happening, players kneeling and stuff like that. And everybody was saying, a large group of people say, hey, we wanted that out of our sports. Only for now, you have this person who's on a huge platform, and Charles Barkley pretty much ripping them because they're potentially making a decision that they're not going. I don't know if they've went yet. I haven't read an update on it. But it just,
last I saw that they accepted.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know if that's because for whatever reason, but it's interesting because I personally didn't agree with anything. What respect was earned as part of that. And two, there was a time, there was a part that there was a lot of lore and stuff to go into the White House. But if any of y'all been down Pennsylvania Avenue lately, it's it's a bunch of gates and barriers and shit that you can't even get close to the White House. I mean, like literally can't get to it. I don't know what they're doing. And at the same time, you had like the Four Nations Cup that happened in hockey. They were booing the shit out of the United States because, we're not seen too popular in other countries right now, specifically Canada. So I don't see how this is a positive or a win for anybody, especially with taking that particular stance. I didn't know what y'all thought about that, or if y'all had heard that comment that Charles had made.
I mean, I don't know. I've been hearing back and forth. First, I heard they wasn't going. Then now this is news to me. Now they're going. I could care less. I mean, I could care less. I guarantee you, everybody won't be going. But you know what I'm saying, I could care less. Yo.
So that's where I was about to go. He pretty much took the words out of my mouth. Number one, really don't care. Number two, it is a ritual, so we can't act like it's not a ritual. These teams going to the White House, but if you don't want to go, guess what? Just don't go.
That's simple.
You know, no matter who's in the presidency, if that person doesn't stand for what you stand for, and you feel like you don't want to be there as if you're representing that person, don't go. No matter who's there.
We would have to check with Gary, our unofficial statistician, but
Facts.
I won't be surprised if there was somebody in every presidency that didn't go to these, events. So I mean,
That's for sure. That's for sure.
It is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can hate them or love them. You don't, like Dave said, you don't want to go. You don't want to go. And more pressing matters, I'm not going to curse because it's Lent and I can't curse, but nobody gives a daggone. Okay? I know I don't.
Fair. Well, moving on from that, it was just brought up because you brought them up. I was like, I forgot about this.
Damn, you color coordinated your headphones too? Okay.
It's just the lighting.
I'm about to say that's all right.
So something that a lot of people do care about today. It is St. Patrick's Day. So by the time you guys hear this, it'll be the day after St. Patrick's Day. A very, very, very popular day for drinking. That's not what St. Patrick's Day is on, but it's become so commercialized. There's a lot of folks that actually are knee deep in the St. Patrick's Day proceedings throughout the day have kind of criticized the way it has been commercialized. And for those that didn't know, it celebrates the St. Patrick, and really he was the patron saint of Ireland. So he's credited with bringing Christianity over to Ireland back in the 5th century. So even though he was actually born in Roman Britain, actually in this case. So there is a lot of celebrations, a lot of meals, a lot of Catholics and such do it up. Actually, St. Patrick's Day is like the largest celebrated religious holiday, they said, throughout the world that I saw, which is interesting. On the other side, though, is a day that there's a lot of drinking that's involved, so much so about 173% in alcohol sales goes up on that day. So I found this one stat. I'm channeling my inner Gary. So in 2023, Americans spent about $6.9 billion on St. Patrick's Day. This average about $44 average person. It's a lot. That is a lot. So they according to Wallet Hub, the average amount of drinks that are taken part of on St. Patrick's Day is 4.2. So I'm about one Guinness down. So I got one more to go, and then I got some other red ale and stuff like that. Any green beer today for anybody? No. Dave look like, bro, I'm tired. So because I know he typically would be the green beer guy, but I feel like they didn't took the green beer.
I normally would be, but went through a little minor attack this weekend. So there won't be any type of liquor in my system right about now, or else that will really set me back. But hey, cheers to everybody celebrating. I normally do have a good time. We were going to go out on Saturday, but the girls had their get together. I forgot all about it. Had a plan to go out to the winery. They had the Rubens going with the sticky wings and everything. And then I was like, oh yeah, you do have your thing for Saturday. Oh, all right. And then I got my attack. And there you go.
Thanks. Go have a good time. I'm on my deathbed. Oh my God.
That was pretty much.
It's funny, Saturday. I know a lot of you guys have seen the IG story. Just to recap, Friday again, I tried to be social, fellas. I tried to be. I just unless I'm rocking with y'all, my kids, I just really don't socialize with too many people at all. It's just one of those things about me at this age. So I tried to go do a quick happy hour, man, after work. It was a great day. And this was actually Saturday, my bad. And I just couldn't. The patience of waiting 40 minutes to get to a bar seat or going to another spot and there's no parking, I just literally turned around. I think I spent more time driving between the two establishments than actually doing anything. Didn't want to do it. So I had to get you, If I had known, well, you had your tax, so that would have sucked either way. Because, you would have been a drink anyway. But it's fine. Fair enough. So everybody enjoy the St. Patty's Day. We're 5 years. This is year 5 since we did our infamous St. Patty's Day podcast we did with Jessica back then. I'm gonna see if we can run that back in the near future, where we were actually doing it. At the time, we were all just audio at the time, and we made drinks with the what's the particular tequila, the mezcal and everything else that we were making all over audio. So it was pretty dope. I'll chop up some clips and send that out there just to recap some of that stuff that we did. But it was pretty awesome. So we'll try to run that back again. Let's get into something that Earl has sent me. And it's interesting because I had seen this same thing. And we've talked about this at times in previous episodes. So first things first, if you haven't noticed in your social media platform, you always get ads and stuff like that. And I think we've all seen those daggone ads, whether it's Camp Lejeune or whatever these other ones. You know, if you drink their water, you may be entitled to some type of payment or something like that. Well, apparently there are video game addiction ads now that, hey, if you're a child or if you're a person who succumbed to addiction to a video game, you may be entitled to some type of compensation. So I had to dig a little deeper, and there's dead ass video game addiction lawsuits out there that a couple of them have gotten dismissed so far. It actually goes back to like September, that companies are being sued. I mean, I'm talking about companies from like Rockstar to Nintendo to the company that does Roblox, all these other ones in this case. And this one article that I pulled actually from September 24, this one particular, this past October. So it was filed in Arkansas against Microsoft, EA, Activision, Ubisoft, and Epic Games, in addition to some other studios. So the suit was filed by a mother on behalf of her child and her husband, the minor's father. The suit claimed the child played video games 12 to 14 hours per day and spent approximately $3,000 on in-game transactions and downloadable content.
I'm sorry. So the parent's not going to assume none of the responsibility for that. That's just like that McDonald's one. Yo, you made me fat and obese because I went to McDonald's and then actually won. Yo, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, because now they started putting all, everything, what's all in the food now. But I want to get you guys' take on this because we all come from the video game era. We all grew up going all the way back to ColecoVision, Atari. Nintendo was probably the most time we all played because that was at the height of it. Then after that, Super Nintendo, Sega, and everything else in between.
I don't know. I think our generation is a little different because for me it was yeah, that's a great picture. Yeah. For me, it's like video games was secondary to going outside. You know, right. Video games is something that we did once we came when it was getting dark. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that was like the little nightcap before you had to go to bed or whatever. But I was outside. You know what I'm saying? But also too, I think society as a whole, like these kids as a whole, have gotten lazy, and then the parents are doing lazy parenting because they allow their child to sit in front of a video game for X amount of hours. You know what I mean? So what do you expect them to do? And then 9 times out of 10, the video games that they're playing are not appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds playing Roblox and all this stuff. And there's so many unnecessary things on there like that's inappropriate. So
I want to flip that real quick, Earl. That way you presented it. You said the kids are getting lazy and the parents are doing lazy parenting. Run that back. Lazy parents equals lazy kids. And before I turn it over to you, Dave, because this is what I remember from gaming. First of all, Monday through Thursday, for the most part, your ass won't play no video games because it was after school. There was no gaming.
Oh yeah, that's Thursday. A fact.
Friday, we going to the weekend, might be a little different. So you may play there. Then to your point, yes, even if we got to the weekend, Saturday morning, what we doing? Your moms or your pops is playing whatever their favorite jam is, and you cleaning the house.
Up. Yeah,
so you won't need, you had chores for anything.
You was cleaning up and then you playing sports. Saturday cartoons, play sports.
Or you going to somebody's house. It might have been a birthday party. You going to see a family member or something like that. Or you outside. So the amount of time, so like you now that they did give you the freedom, at least in my house, a Saturday once everything was done, you got to play your game or whatever, and you still had to go to bed at a certain time. And then Sunday we went to church, and won't nobody playing video games on Sunday. So really, you're talking about in a week, they're talking about 12 to 14 hours a day. You're talking about in a week, you luckily if you get a good 6 hours in a week. What you think, Dave?
Well, that's actually where I was going with this. I'll spin it a little bit. Here's another difference too, though. When we were kids, we just played the game. Yes. And what I mean by just played the game was you played in your house and that's what you did. And you tried to beat whatever game it was. A lot of those games were also one player back then, if you remember.
Right.
Then when they really introduced a whole lot of 2-player games, you still had to have you and your friend in the house, the same house, talking to each other, exactly. Right there, playing. When they introduced, and I was trying to look it up, when they introduced the chatting through headsets and things like that, that's where the lazy part of this came from. So you telling me I can hang out with my friend, play on this game, and talk, and we just sitting here, and we can do this all the time. Okay. And then that's where it went off from. Because if you check some of these kids today, hey, go check my own son. The Xbox will be on. A game will even be loaded up. They ain't even playing. They just talking. They ain't even playing.
You think they on their way to doing a podcast like us? Because that's
No, but I'm telling you, like, that's what it is. And it's just a generational thing. Like, I remember watching my own son as a kid sit back and watch, what's the joint called? Ryan's World or whatever, and watch another kid play games and play with toys and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know you have that game, right? Yeah, but so-and-so playing it. I just want to watch. So you are watching somebody else. Are you like watching a specific thing that you can't get past? Nah, just watching them play the game. What? Like it threw me off. But I mean, people are making livings off of this now. Just
they are
playing the game. So it's a different time, but that's where things started switching. You went from a time period where you had games, they were in the house, you didn't play them all the time, but when you did, a lot of them were one-player games and you just played, or you passed the control over, even if it was 2-player. It's the second person's time that you didn't play together. Then you had 2-player games. Then they introduced the whole chatting. When they did all that, that's when it got crazy. That's when a lot of things switched.
I could even did with the chatting aspect. Think about it. If we had chatting back in the early days of NBA Live 1996, how crazy that would have been. The thing I got out of this is the type of gaming that folks are getting quote unquote addicted to. There's like no real rhyme or reason. Everything that we played back in it was a sports game. All right, there was one goal. You're trying to get your team to a championship, whatever you're playing and so forth, so on. If you're playing any of the strategy style games, whether it's a Mario, you're playing Sonic, there's this effort put in to actually beat the game. Whether you're going back to all those things. Once you start going into like the more of the what you want to call them now is like the Royale type thing where the whole thing is like you have missions and stuff like Call of Duty. That's different. That's still a thing. You're trying to beat missions in that aspect of it. But some of the games that I've been looking at that they're talking about is a lot of these repetitive things that there really is there's no end game in it. It's more just like a social cafeteria. And then you're just downloading, in this case, a bunch of content, but nothing really gaining out of it. It's like it lacks a real challenge, in my opinion. You're just there. You're spending money. It's just a bunch of marketing at the end of the day. Because look at everything they're downloading. It's a bunch of marketing. You're downloading characters from other movies and stuff like that. And to Earl's point, the lazy part comes in there because now a lot of the games that we kind of hold dear, they are becoming the more unpopular games because, like, whether it's some of the RPGs, they have their little core group and stuff like that, but no one of a certain age no longer wants to be challenged by the game. They don't have that attention span to stick there and try to complete whatever the newest Mario drop is or Sonic drop is or the newest Halo or, you pick one. What do you guys think in that regard?
Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm not going to say they don't want to be challenged. It just looks different. Like, because like Minecraft and Roblox, I mean, I can't speak too much from it, but I don't know if it hasn't. No, you're right. They don't want to be challenged because them things don't have no. They don't have no objective. You just building stuff and all this other crap. So yeah, you're right. They don't want to be challenged. They don't want to be challenged, man.
I mean, I play City Skylines, and there is an objective. I built this massive city, but there is an objective. But some of this other stuff, I'm like, okay.
It's more about, I guess, like building up your character, whatever your domain is, and I don't know. I really don't understand it. Well, I don't understand.
My son, I will say, likes challenging games because while he does play like Minecraft and Fortnite and all those, probably his most favorite game is like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that.
Right.
So it just kind of matters.
Yeah, but he don't count. He's like an anomaly in this because he's really a gamer because he got it from his father.
Yeah, he loves the game.
Whereas like with a lot of these kids, like they are gamers, I guess in a sense, but it's like not in the essence because a lot of these kids they play the same game. Whereas, your son or whatever, or people who I don't consider myself a gamer. You know what I'm saying? I think Sean is a gamer. I think, Dave, you are a gamer. I can't consider myself a real gamer because I play the same games. I feel like if you're a gamer, you're somebody who
tries a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you try, you investigate, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. Where me, I stay in the pocket.
Yeah. He goes a little bit further than me now because he's like huge on the PC games. And I play a couple of them, but he's huge. His Steam account, that John's serious. He'll jump on that before he jumps on the Xbox.
And they have a lot of developers and stuff there. It's just interesting to see that now, to your point, Earl, like someone, you're trying to pass it off onto someone else because you didn't manage the situation very well. Like I see parents, people who just hand their kids like a tablet to keep them quiet. Like, and
I mean, I just did that because we're recording, so
that works.
All right,
yeah, that works. Yeah,
but,
that works. It's like a TV.
But there is a fine line we all know with that. So much so that if there's cartoons and stuff that my daughter watches. She's 4 or 5 that I do not. If I see her watching it, we turn that up because I don't like it. Almost some of those things where it does put kids in particular in a trance. Like they just have no other. You're talking about horse blinders. They can't see anything. I'm calling your name. Come on. Hey, I'm snapping fingers. I'm like, the hell are you watching? And it's like some weird little girl doing some weird, colorful stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. We're going to go ahead and develop this brain. We're going to turn on Dora or something like that. Let's play the kids Tetris or something. I just find it interesting now because this isn't the last time. Like there's several lawsuits. 2 have been thrown out so far. Some judge somewhere is going to take the bait and some developer is going to have to settle. Probably a smaller one, not one of the bigger guys. One of the smaller want to just settle.
It's not going to be a hard fight because real talk, I feel like, think about the judge, right? The judge is somebody of an older generation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And who's probably not a fan of games and probably is saying, oh, yeah, these kids and X, Y, and Z. And then that's that.
Well, look at it this way. One of the reasons why they now have this coffee is hot or this is hot in the coffee cup is because someone at a restaurant grabbed coffee, it spilt on them, or they spilled it on themselves or something like that, and they had a lawsuit because they got burned. And the first thing it was is the cup itself, even though they just bought hot coffee, the cup itself did not have this is hot, contents hot. Now it's on there. Same thing you said about McDonald's. Made them fat. Hey, It did make him fat because you didn't tell me it had all these trans fats and hemoglobins, and I'm just making up shit as I'm throwing it right now. All that stuff is going to be now. You look at even when you're playing your games now, they give you that warning. Even when you go to the movies, some people may be sensitive to the flashing light portion, may cause a seizure, may cause mud butt, some shit like that.
I mean, I will say like video games do present a false sense of reality for a lot of these kids.
Facts.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
got meta now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I remember like 10 years ago, because Call of Duty was out, and I had a kid who literally told me, "I'm going to the military." I said, "Okay, what you going to do?" "Yeah, I'm going to be a sniper." So why you okay? All right, cool. I'm not in the business of telling kids that they can't do stuff. That's not what I do. But I just asked them like, why you want to go?
Can't do that.
Well, no. Well, this is the thing that it wasn't that. I was just wanting to know the rationale. And then
Right.
This was the kicker. I said, why you want to go? Like, because I play Call of Duty and I'm level 800 and I'll be nice sniper. And I'm like, yo, you okay? Like I'm almost pissed. Like the fact that you said because you play Call of Duty and you sniping on the game and you nice, meaning that translates to the real thing. Okay. Let alone you can't run around a lap. You can't run around a block without stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't go outside, but that equates. And then I also too, like, especially because a lot of these kids are playing games that they're not mentally ready for, And again, then they're seeing a bunch of inappropriate stuff. So that's what I worry about.
But here's the thing that leads me into ending this off before we get off of gaming. Cam and I just started. If you haven't seen it on Prime, it's called Secret Level. And it's real neat. I'll just read it all real quick. Secret Level is a new adult animated anthology. Don't worry about the adult part. I raised my son. Series featuring original stories set within the worlds of some of the world's most beloved video games. From the creative minds behind Love, Death, and Robots. Each of the 15 episodes is a celebration of games and gamers. And if you're into gaming, I'm telling you, it's off the chain. And it's even though it's 15 episodes, they're short. They're like 20-minute episodes, 22-minute episodes. So it goes through real quick. So we got through the first 3. First one was Dungeons and Dragons. We all pretty much know about that. He knew about the game. I guess it's called Sifu. Okay. I didn't know much about it, but he was loving that one. And then we just went through another one called New World, which was pretty awesome. So we're up to the story for, if you remember the game, Unreal Tournament. Yep. So that's episode 4. But like I said, it goes all the way through Pac-Man, all them. So pretty exciting. Something to share, for the adults. Or, you know what I say.
I'm with it. Okay. Let's move to something else that kind of on the other end of the spectrum. Did you guys I think we were paying attention to Selection Sunday, that being NCAA basketball. We are officially going into March Madness. And before we even got to that part, how heavy were you guys? I know I'm looking at the chat. I know you.
We talking about this.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the game. I'm not talking about the game
okay.
itself. I'm thinking about some of the games was being played in certain conferences, and then you forgot that this conference realignment thing was a big deal because in football, it's only it's pretty much singular in this case, not a big tournament. But when you're seeing, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're seeing Creighton play against, oh my God, they were playing someone in like the Big East or Big East tournament or some shit like that. Creighton is on the West Coast. The last time I figured, did any of this stuff throw y'all off? Like, I think UCLA was playing somebody like the Big Ten, like, and you got Stanford and the ACC. I'm confused. All of this, I don't. How did you?
Well, there's a reason why I'm asking you. You want to talk about the tournament?
Oh no, because we barely got in. Right, look, they barely.
We shouldn't have got it. We shouldn't have got it.
You shouldn't have got it. I barely got it.
We ain't deserve to get them.
Yeah, that was a.
Trust me, coming coming from a fan of a team that was killing what's the tournament outside of that joint?
The NIT?
Yeah, we used to kill the NIT. So trust me, when I saw y'all get it, I said, "Oh, really? Okay, interesting." That's where I thought you were going with it.
Nah, because there was nothing for me to talk about. Like there was no bragging on this. Like I was confused. I'm like, huh?
When they put it in the chat, I said, "Is it because of that semifinals?"
Is it because the person that's heading that whole staffing, as far as picking the teams in, is actually an alumni?
Possibly. Like, look, the whole.
They said he had to recuse himself. That's what they said.
Look, the crew that was actually talking about it, they were fucking confused. I watched them. Everybody was like, "Huh?" Like,
It's tough.
When they made the announcement, I swear, this is all you heard. No idea. They had no business being in there. I mean, what you got? I mean, I have not watched as much college basketball this year as I typically have. This was the first year that I actually missed watching both Carolina Duke games. I got taken. I think I think I'm coming off such a high from the NFL, that part, and then just looking how things were playing out. I just didn't have the taste for it this year. And I'm like,
eat the screen. Jesus Christ. Your damn screen off.
What do you guys got for your selection Sunday? What was any standouts for you guys, man, outside of the ridiculousness that was the Tar Heels making this?
Michigan. I mean, what we talking about here? Michigan won the Big Ten tournament and wasn't supposed to.
Yes.
We exactly just barely beat Maryland on that full court run, and then somehow got past Wisconsin. I was so glad we didn't see Michigan State. They would have whooped our behind. You hear me? They got outnumbered. So, what's up?
I'm gonna be honest. I ain't even watch it. And real talk, this kind of goes into just the realm of how college basketball, especially for the men's side, has been over the last couple of years. Now, will I say this year been, I guess, better? Yeah, I'll give them that. Only because I feel like there's more recognizable players now. You know what I'm saying? You got your aces, Ace Bailey, you got your Harpers, you got your Cooper Flag, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got a couple of more people out. Oh, yeah. You got a couple more.
I wasn't playing the first round. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But you got a couple, and he didn't even play the last game, I thought. But you got a couple more people, that's recognizable. So, I'm hoping this year looks a little bit better. Like I forgot it was March Madness. Real talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like what it used to be, yo. I'm actually more excited for the female side than the male side.
Yeah. I thought you'd be excited for St. John's story over there.
Nah, you know what? Well, I will. So this is what I will say. This is what I will say.
Yeah, that's impressive as hell.
And this is what I will say, because it's funny. My man Jawanza went to that. He went to the Garden to see that championship game. The funny junk was, I forgot Rick Pitino went over there.
Oh, dang.
I will say this. Shout out to Rick Pitino from getting excommunicated almost to going to Iona, turning them around, and going. I believe he went to St. John's after that.
Yeah, and right there. Georgetown has to be kicking themselves because Georgetown decided, nah, we don't want to bring Rick here because that was the dumbest thing because Rick is one of them old school Big East coaches. Like he gonna get it done. And then let me tell you something. I seen a clip and I said, yo, this is how they're gonna neutralize that NIL, especially for them high school kids. I was like, and Rick Pitino already did it. He said, yo, he got 2 players right now. I think they're gonna be leaving after this year, going to the draft or whatever. He said, yo, I'm not replacing them 2 players with any high school players.
So he said, we ain't even recruiting high school players right now. He said, we recruiting, we're working from the transfer portal.
Trying to get the transfer.
Yeah. And I said, oh, snap. Now, see, that might be a game changer. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, now when coaches sit up here and say, oh, yeah, I'm good because this transfer portal is going to get me my players. So I don't really need you high school players like that. You know what I'm saying? So you better come correct because I don't need y'all right now with all of this, you know. So if more coaches took that mentality, it would get real interesting.
And Rick is what, 70? Rick is like 72 years old too.
Yeah, but he's 25 in age.
You know what I'm saying? His patience,
I mean,
like
inside.
A high schooler coming out. I don't think a high school, these current high schoolers, could work under,
especially in this NIL comment. Could you imagine, yo, how much you paying me, man? Rick Pitino, like, don't get the F out of here. Like, yo, you got it. You go over there and see if they'll pay you. I'm good.
Yeah. You're like, what's paying me?
And now the fact that the success that this program is having, it's even up. It's like, yo, I'm good, bro. Like, kick rocks. I'm good.
Like, he's the last of that group of style of coaches. Roy Williams, gone.
Mm-hmm.
Coach K, gone. I mean, you still got, Buddy over in you got Cal
Michigan State, right?
There. Yeah,
Michigan State.
Rick is still from that. He cut from that type of ball, man. Like, he has adapted, but not as much as like what the other ones have done. Like, he succumbed to like the wishes of this new NIL era. To your point. So when I did keep up with that and saw, I was like, wow, because I remember all the talk about him leaving Iona and it potentially been something for Georgetown. And then again, another DC area sporting, whatever you want to call them, make the wrong move. Like, they above everybody else. Like, whether it's Georgetown, whether it's the Wizards, whether it's, I don't know what the hell they doing with the women's, like professional, I think soccer team, the Spirit or something like that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. The Mystics, the Nationals too.
Spirit are fine. Hold on. Spirit are fine.
Yeah. I mean, they
got Rodman on there.
Yeah, true. Maybe I'll take that one back. I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Have you guys already filled out your bracket yet? Or is that still a thing?
I couldn't even tell you last time I filled out one.
Yeah.
Right.
I might do one just for the heck of it, but I ain't going crazy. Because to be honest, again, outside of Rutgers, and I gave up on UNC this year because they was actually trash this year. You know what I'm saying? But outside of Rutgers, bro, I wasn't really watching that. I was watching more female basketball than doing this crap.
What you? I mean,
So I couldn't even tell you. Literally, I think I have a better chance of closing my eyes and blind picking than to actually try to think about picking because I don't know, yo. I don't know.
I don't know who's where. I mean, I know I'm not. I know it's anybody playing Duke. I'm like, I'm picking.
I feel like a female that don't know nothing about sports is talking about. I like their jerseys. I'm gonna pick them.
Wow.
Oh man, look. This is a random question, but I want you guys to think about it. So the other night I was here in the studio space. Actually, it been Saturday, the disappointing happy hour day. And just trying to catch a vibe, listening to music and whatnot. And sometimes I will put on older music just to try to catch that vibe of it. So I put up, on YouTube on the screen here playing music, and I was trying to write this R&B piece, and it was going through 90s R&B videos. And as the videos came up, some of the best songs from that time period, but I was paying attention to the video itself. And correct me if I'm wrong. Have y'all ever asked yourselves what the hell this video has to do with this damn song? Case in point. So Boyz II Men on Bended Knee, one of the best R&B like begging songs there is. One of the best, not the best. But I'm watching the video, and there's a couple of things that stood out. there's a lot of cutting to different things in there. But at one point, they're in the rain. You know, everybody likes the rain and all the other stuff there, Wanye hollering and whatnot. But in the background, there's a tuba player and I think a trombone player. And I had to go back and listen to the song. There's not one goddamn note from a tuba player and a trombone player in that song. So I'm confused at why that was part of the visuals in the back. I mean, we don't even want to talk about the cardigans to sleeveless vest sweaters. Those in themselves was classic. And then there's another one. I saw Silk came on. And
which one? Me in my bedroom?
Yes. And that video, and I'm watching the video, and I'm like, nothing about this. Outside of the first one, I don't know if they meant to do it, but it had the young lady, she's looking up at the faucet from the shower. And you can take from that whatever you want. The water comes out. I know what this shit looks like as it's happening because it's slow motion. I'm like, I've seen this image on some adult flick sites. I've seen this before. But the rest of the video doesn't match the song. So I want y'all to think about a video. If you could think what they all had there, and a video that didn't make sense with one of your favorite songs. Like, is anything come to mind? Like, you just like, why did they do this? Anything that's
confusing
I know Earl.
video.
I feel like Earl has one in there. Like, think about it. Might be a Stevie Wonder video because I'm,
Don't do that.
like,
don't do that.
Oh, wow.
Don't do that.
Oh, wow.
no, because
Why? Because it's gonna.
Don't do that. No.
oh man, Stevie, right here. Real, look over here. No, that was not what I was saying. No, because if you look at the '80s videos, you'd be like, that doesn't even make any sense. This St. Patty's Day. Oh, this is my secretary. Go to hell. Go to hell. Oh, God. Oh, man. I wouldn't even go in there, but you set me up. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, that was good.
Oh,
I needed
man.
that.
Oh, man. But for real, though, can you think of one off the top of your head when you think about the song and then think about the video and be like,
I don't know. You said R&B wise, right?
No, it could be any song. Like, it could be hip hop, R&B, or whatever. This a song that when you saw the visuals, that it don't make any sense. Like, everything right now doesn't have a theme. If you think about all the videos we see now, it's just them. It's
Well, I just got to be honest. I don't pay attention to videos now because there's not really a video hub.
Right.
You know, you tune into 106 and Park and stuff like that, Video Soul. You don't really have that now. Teen Summit, all these different like Island. What was the joint with what was her name? Rachel?
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, but you had all those different type of joints. You don't have Rap City.
Right.
Base, you know what I mean? So I don't if you talked about videos right now, I may see it real quick on a YouTube, but normally on like a YouTube, I'm just listening to the lyrics. I'm not paying attention to the video. You know, like shoot, we've been on this Kendrick kick for the last couple of years. Yeah. What video? You see what I'm saying? Like besides Heart, the Heart.
Not like us.
Like,
pretty good.
Well, yeah. No. I got you on that. But remember, we used to do it for the whole album.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't.
Now you're gonna be thinking about it.
I don't pay attention. It's more the song.
Go down that rabbit hole. You gonna go back and
like
look at some of your
even when you just said it, I had to think about it. I was like, oh yeah, he did have a video for Not Like Us.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I liked the video, but it didn't like pop. It was more the lyrics to me, which is a great thing to have. But you know, back in the day, put all your hands where my eyes can see. I mean, come on, man. All the Buster joints, like they took time.
And that made sense. That actually made sense. That was one. It made sense. So that was one of the few. But now
Messy videos.
Messy videos was just they were dance videos. But a lot of this goes to you probably have to look at the hip hop videos and some like the really deep cut R&B videos.
Listen, I'll tell you what R&B don't make sense right now. And it's not a video for the music. Yeah. It's a video for this person performing at a concert. Oh, Marianne, stop taking off your shirt, bro. Like just leave it alone. Yeah. Just sing. Just do whatever you want to go do. Yeah. But the whole man boob thing you got going on right now, like it's
maybe that's to take away from the fact that the vocals ain't as good as they. Maybe that's what that is.
I have no idea, bro. Just dance. Let the music play. Lip sync and dance. Like I don't. It's weird, bro. It's weird. I mean, you're going to get me rolling now because there's a couple of them that I just seen. Forget video. I'm talking about videos in concert. I was like, yo, Jaheim, man. Oh, my God. Woo. Just let the hair go, brother. Yeah. Just let it go.
That you got Genuine with the bobblehead movie.
Yeah, with the movie. Like and these are my people. So I'm like, oh, no, man. You can't do that no more. You can't do that no more.
It's yeah. When you go back and look at it, some of the greatest songs that made up your playlist, and you see it now and be like, ooh, they don't go. And then it also translates into something where certain songs don't translate well into live performances. It's almost geared towards like, hey, let the DJ just run it. Like if you Kid Capri could take some of your favorite songs and just him DJing it is crazy. Mm-hmm. But if the actual artist performed it, you'd be like, nah, that ain't.
Well, I've always said that. Yeah, that ain't. There's artists that I like that I would never see in concert. I would never pay to see them in concert. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's like
because it's not. I don't know if you've seen recently. I'm not saying anything besides what I see. Yeah, I mean, these people were great at a time when they were doing what they were doing. There's a video of who is it? Mary J. Woo. It's bad, man. Like bad. Did it switch out?
Yeah, I probably did. I think I was trying to do it myself. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. So there's a video for Mary J. And bro, I mean, it was one of those, hey, just let the crowd sing. I'm just gonna bop over here, do my thing. It was bad, man. And then there's another one where I had to ask, family, because Lenny out there singing, doing his background, doing the singing out there, and he was out there for I guess it was some type of tribute thing for Faith Evans.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that was like. We remember.
You remember at the joint?
Yes, at the pavilion.
Yeah, it wasn't no different. It wasn't no different. Man. It was rough. And there's a couple of them that I was just sitting back and I was just like, yeah, this ain't it.
I'll say this. Shout out to Nelly though, because Tip Drill, the song definitely dealt. It has something to do with the video. That all goes together. So shout out to him for giving us probably one of the greatest exhibitions of musicianship and acrobatics I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what happened to Earl. Before we get out of here, though,
we know.
We got to. We know. One thing we got to talk about there, and it's a quick video game that's dropping this week. A really, really big game that's been delayed for about 2 years. Assassin's Creed, their newest one, is due to Assassin's Creed Shadows, to be exact, drops on March 20th, so this week. And it features none other than a Black Samurai. One that this game has been delayed roughly about 2 years. And all of the rethings they've done, Ubisoft actually had considered shutting down the thing there because of sales, stuff like that. So there's a lot riding on this particular game. And the character, of course, with that came with a lot of criticism because it gives you 1500s Japan and such. And with a black samurai. A lot of people had some, of course, pushback against it. Not knowing maybe that Yasuke, who is the samurai, the black samurai, it's actually a true thing. There was actually a real black samurai at a certain point. He was a slave, and he ended up being beckoned by, at the time, I guess one of the rulers or something, Japan, then there, and worked under him, or guided, worked with him, or worked for him. I won't say work with him because he was a slave, but he actually was a slave of pretty much some Italian people at the time. And he was in service until that particular ruler, whatever, died. And then he got turned back over to his folks. So there's a lot of stories about that you can look up. But I'm kind of excited to play this game. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Valhalla, and I did not like it. That last Assassin's Creed Valhalla game, I did not like it at all. So hopefully they give us something really, really good. The gameplay I saw looks pretty solid. Of course, the visuals always look great. So we'll see how they go. The big thing about this, you need a hard drive, because that shit's 102 gigs by itself. It's huge. It's huge. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Well, I gotta save my hard drive for that GTA.
Yeah, that too. We're going to get to that too. And
I'll probably just buy a whole separate one.
Yeah. PGA 2K25 is out now. MLB The Show drops this week as well, 25. One thing with that, I need y'all to fix that. I played all of MLB The Show 24. I played my entire career, all the way up to the point so I can get through my, through arbitration and get to my first big contract. Dave, tell me this. If you are a GM, you watch baseball, and you had a closer who had a career ERA of not one, of 0.48. Yes. So I had been in the majors from the time I came in. So we went 7 seasons. My career ERA as the closer, and I also played outfield. 0.48. Because I was just closer. Yeah, 0.48. I still got my stats on there. I'll send it to you. 0.48 is a closer. You're only playing like an inning, something like that. And my career batting average was just about 280 because I was playing outfield as well. So it goes to that. And I end up getting a contract for 4 years of about $102 million. Yeah, y'all need to fix that MLB. That's one thing I saw on Reddit. Hey, just make it realistic in this case. I need y'all to do that. You back, man?
Okay, what we not going to do? what we not going to do? We're not going to talk about Stevie. And Dave is about to make me curse, and I'm not going to curse. No, what we're not going to do is we're not going to talk about Stevie. I'm never at fault. We're never standing for Stevie slander on here. Not on this show.
Oh my God!
Not on this show.
He had to turn away from the camera. It just, I was not even trying to either. I was just talking about it in these videos.
It's over here.
It just made sense. And, but now, did you have time to think about some videos that literally don't make no damn sense when you compare it to the song?
No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until somebody stops. We're going to wait. We're going to wait until somebody stops.
I did. I'm asking about the video.
No, because you don't see what he's doing.
I see what he's doing. I just wasn't acknowledging it. I'm just being a really good co-host. That's all I'm doing. Oh my God.
The ignorance on this show is ridiculous.
That's why we've been doing this for 5 years, and we got people who listen from Japan and the Ukraine and whatnot.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God. But yeah, your video, man. Any videos? Now I told Dave the same thing because I probably hit a nerve. Now you gonna go back and watch those old '90s videos on YouTube, and you be like, you know what? You're right. Them shits do not make no sense at all.
I don't know if I can't say if they didn't make sense. I felt like most of them made sense. I just felt like they was just low. Actually, nah, because the '90s videos was crack. Like they was all right. It was just more so like. I'm trying to think.
Think about one of your favorite songs or something, and then think about the visuals. Because we were talking about the fact that we don't really watch it anymore, and see if the visuals matched up with what the song was.
I feel like they do. Like I'm going blank right now, but I'm thinking about like Soul Sister. I mean, it was a band playing. They had images of black girls. Like, so that made sense. I'm trying to think. Rock the Boat, Aaliyah. She was on the boat dancing.
But that was more 2000s in this case.
Okay, so you said 90s, right?
Yeah, some of the 90s stuff. Yeah, some of the 90s stuff. Like as we got older into like the 2000s, they came around because it was more about just the dance and stuff like that. I told you, like, Nelly does a great job with tip drill.
Remember the
you look at
time,
the 90s, and,
like,
yeah.
SWV, like anything. Like I feel like they made sense. Like,
Okay, I'm about to send you a bunch of links, and then you're gonna hit me back and be like, all right, I got you.
No, well, I would say a better situation would have been, I'm listening. It wasn't really the video to the song comparison.
Yeah.
It was really more so in my adulthood. Like, I'm like, oh wow, they said that. That's what they meant. And I'm listening to it like, yo, this is what they was talking about. Like, I got more of that than anything.
Now that's true.
And I was sitting here like,
I could tell you a bunch of those, but the biggest one, listen, that As Yet last night.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Last night.
You don't know what Last Night is about?
He literally says last
night.
I was
last night.
I know. I was singing it in my head.
Last night while I was making love to you, I
saw
the stars,
the mountains, and the rivers. I saw heaven when I make sweet love to you. Dang.
Basically, what he said was he busted that. And he
saw but no, forget all. And then when he gets into the verse, he describes the inside. Now we over there just jamming like.
I missed that part.
Yeah, he describes it. Yeah. But they describe it, I should say.
But they did it in a way where it was not as like. Think about that same song we just said last night. I was like, and it sounds a little bit more smooth. If they turn it up, it's like last night I was fucking you. Last night, I saw the star. Pretty much, he said I almost passed out as I bust one off. That's pretty much what he says, because that's how it happens. They used to all get all a little fuzzy. That's why they tell you not to take too many of those little pills, because it's all going down here from there, buddy. As this show is going all down.
I mean, even like. Hold on, I'm looking it up. Songs that
I'm only 2 drinks in for St. Patty's Day. I got 2 more to go, and I got some red ale to pop out too. You know what I'm saying?
Like, songs that don't sound dirty but are.
That's what
Look. Another song that. I mean, after thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, they kind of was saying that, but I guess in my ears, I wasn't hearing that. When I heard Too Close, I'm like,
oh yeah,
that's what they were saying about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember we
I'm thinking
be 6 inches.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like they dancing and stuff. I ain't.
No.
I ain't caught a Woody on the like.
Hey, look.
I can't fight it.
Yeah. And now that I think about it now, I'm sorry, this might be TMI, but they come back and they be like, hey, 6 inches. I'm gonna be like, hey, Mr. PE teacher, I'm gonna need more than that because I'm just saying that's she can still catch it.
And it's funny because I just looked up on BuzzFeed 69 song and they use 69 songs you realize were actually about sex. Yeah. And number 1 was Too Close.
As Yet got to be on there.
Yeah, I didn't know Little
for last night.
I'm looking.
I got a question for y'all. I don't know if y'all know the answer to this. Drew Hill, 5 steps. Did anybody ever find out what steps 2 and 1 was?
Let me think for a second.
Think about the chorus.
Touching the I don't know. Yeah, I guess
no, because they said the 3 wishes twice. 3 wishes. Yeah, but 3 wishes.
Yeah, that was it. But what was 2 and 1?
Yeah,
so we were 5 steps. 5 steps from eternity, 4 steps past loving, and 3 wishes. But he said that about 2 and 1.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That was poor writing. Like someone got lazy and was like, that was poor writing.
It was a jam though.
That's kind of like comment, that at the come close. So the part where he says tick-it-ta, tick-it-ta, tick-it, tick-it, tick-ta, he ain't know the rest of. He didn't write the rest of the verse. He made it up on the spot. So that's not part of.
Oh, that's how he got that?
Yes, man. Yes, there's actually a video he's saying that, and I was like, bro, I looked up to you my entire life. You mean to tell me you ain't write a full verse? What kind of shit is this?
It worked out.
Yeah, it did. It did. It's a monumental thing. Yeah. See, look, I'll take y'all down this rabbit hole, man. St. Pat's Day, man. Let's get out here, man. Let's get out of here. It's been fun. Make sure you guys continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seat Podcast. The interaction just off of our social media has been absolutely great, man. So we're going to keep the content coming as long as y'all keep coming back for it. Make sure you can subscribe on YouTube at the Hot Seat Podcast. And if you haven't already, make sure you become a member, man, of the Hot Seat Podcast Plus for as low as $3, and you'll get exclusive extended content like hot takes, which we got some dope hot takes coming out there for you. We're in the season of Daredevil right now, so we will be dropping out again another week, another episode. So again, support the show. Just how we keep this thing going. It's going to be fun, and of course, on April 24th, so we're about a little bit over a month out, we have our annual Hot Seat Podcast Presents Football Talk live show streaming across YouTube and Twitch. That's going to be fun. Draft night, 4 hours of first round coverage and such. Before we get out here, of course, this podcast won't be what it is. We hadn't taken our addictive video game ways over to the podcast space and turn it into a podcast. So, of course, you can find me on Sanat at Sanat2X on Xbox Live. I just told Dave Earl that I played 7 seasons of MLB The Show just so I can get to my first big contract, and they undersold me. But then I look at Reddit, and they was like, that's something they don't give you just like NFL, they don't give you like the
What kind of slang game are you playing? Talking about they unsold you.
Because what happened is just like in Madden, like they don't give you like you can't give somebody that the real contracts like they would do in the real NFL, and they did the same thing in MLB The Show. We just saw Juan Soto get paid $750 million. That's not even an offer for me. So I said, I need you guys to be realistic about this thing. Everything else looks fake. Looks fine. Let's fix that part.
But did they get the online league?
Hell no. No.
All right. Well,
no, they still
Yep.
no, they're not.
There you
And
go.
I keep digging in there. They and it's crazy. They used to have it, but I guess those servers cost so much that they decide, we don't want to be a part of that. You can play online.
They won't really get my business today.
Yeah, that's the one thing that they're missing. That's the one thing that they are missing. And besides that, it'll be a fantastic game. But so now 2X, man. City Skyline still going. Assassin's Creed, looking forward to it. I'm gonna snatch that up this week, and I might just throw $60 on to this PGA 2K25. Not the 120 I did last year. Not doing that again. Not doing that. What y'all got, man?
The storyteller, Earl, I knocked out my 2K game for the playoffs, so it's on you.
I'm out to play.
Started back up Madden. That was cool. It is still slower than college, but it's cool. College is still lit. We can play that all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, college, we used to celebrate each other's wins, on this joint. But I think I've won for the last probably 2 decades in the game. So I guess we don't do that no more. That's why he probably took off the headset, because there's enough winning going on that it's too much to celebrate. He would have to say congratulations a lot of times in a row.
I was listening to a conversation upstairs.
No, you're good. A lot of times in a row. Don't worry, it wasn't going nowhere. A lot of times in a row. A lot of times in a row. And I'll pass it off to Earl. All right. Well, there you go.
Fat boy.
Yeah.
He want to throw that in. Whatever.
A lot of times.
He had your number this time, man. So everybody, man, enjoy, man. Enjoy the episodes. we'll be back again in a week with a new episode. Hopefully some guests.
You know how many times I won?
The hot seat.